The One Caribbean Music Festival was meant to unite Trinidad and Tobago through music, but it instead ignited a national debate. The spark? News that Jamaican dancehall star Vybz Kartel was promised nearly $1 million to perform, at a time when the country's economy was struggling. Prime Minister Kamla Persad-Bissessar's public outrage shifted the focus from music to money, questioning how such a vast sum of foreign currency could be found for a concert while businesses and citizens struggled to access much less for essentials. The controversy quickly became a symbol of deeper economic frustrations, exposing a disconnect between high-profile entertainment and everyday financial realities. The stage was set for a public reckoning over who truly benefits from the nation's limited resources. For many in Trinidad and Tobago, the struggle to obtain US dollars is more than just an inconvenience, it's a matter of survival. The scarcity of foreign currency affects daily life in ways that are both visible and invisible, touching everything from the price of basic goods to the ability to access critical services. Small business owners and hospitals often wait months for foreign exchange to import goods or buy life-saving medicines. Pharmacies face empty shelves and patients sometimes go without essential treatments. Entrepreneurs struggle to keep their doors open, unable to pay overseas suppliers or restock inventory. The ripple effects are felt by families, employees, and entire communities. The Prime Minister's pointed question, "You can't get foreign exchange to buy medicine, and you are getting all this money?" struck a nerve across the nation. It highlighted a growing frustration with how resources are allocated and who gets prioritized in times of scarcity. The idea that nearly $1 million could be allocated for a concert, while the health sector scrambled for funds, painted a picture of skewed priorities. It raised uncomfortable questions about what truly matters to those in power, and whether entertainment was being valued above the health and well-being of citizens. The public outcry wasn't just about one event, it was about a system that seemed to favor spectacle over substance. People took to the streets, debated in markets and on social media, demanding answers and accountability from their leaders. The Vybz Kartel payment became the tipping point, exposing a national vulnerability and forcing a conversation about economic justice. It was no longer just about music or medicine, it was about fairness, transparency, and the future of the country's economy. The debate now centered on how to balance the demands of global entertainment with the urgent needs of citizens. As the nation watched, the question remained, how can Trinidad and Tobago ensure that its resources serve the many, not just the few? At a post-cabinet briefing, Prime Minister Persad-Bissessar demanded answers. How did concert promoters access such a large sum of foreign currency so easily? Her focus was not on the artist, but on the financial system that allowed this transaction while small businesses struggled. By publicly questioning the process, she aligned her government with ordinary citizens and signaled that the issue would not be ignored. The Prime Minister's remarks transformed a music story into a national debate about fairness and accountability. She called for a full investigation, making it clear that the government expected transparency from both the banks and the promoters. The controversy was now a matter of public policy and national interest. Vybz Kartel's contract for the festival was worth a staggering $1.35 million, a sum meant to guarantee a show-stopping performance. But the deal unraveled when promoters failed to pay the full amount, delivering only $950,000. Kartel's team pulled out, citing breach of contract, and the festival lost its headliner. The cancellation exposed the financial details, turning a private business dispute into a public scandal. Had the payment been completed, the controversy might have stayed behind the scenes. Instead, the failed deal became the centerpiece of a national debate about foreign exchange and priorities. Thousands of disappointed fans were left in the wake of a canceled concert and a country asking tough questions. The Prime Minister's outrage triggered swift and decisive action. The Financial Investigations Branch of the Police and the Ministry of Finance both immediately launched separate probes into the matter. Authorities wanted to know if the promoters received special treatment or managed to bypass the country's strict foreign exchange controls. Finance Minister Devendranath Tanku was tasked with providing a full and detailed report, and the pressure was on for transparency. Jacho Entertainment, the festival's promoter, insisted all transactions were legal, above board, and fully documented. The investigation now had to determine whether the real problem was with the promoters or with the system itself. The clash between legality and fairness was now truly set in motion. The controversy was amplified by Vybz Kartel's own notoriety. Known for his provocative lyrics and larger-than-life persona, Kartel had long been a lightning rod for both adoration and criticism. His influence stretched far beyond music, shaping conversations about culture, crime, and celebrity in the Caribbean. Recently released from prison after his conviction was overturned on a technicality, Kartel remained a polarizing figure. For some, his freedom was a symbol of hope and resilience. For others, it was a troubling reminder of the flaws in the justice system. The public was divided, with heated debates erupting across social media and in the streets. Government officials were quick to point out that his release did not clear him of wrongdoing, fueling public unease. They emphasized that the legal technicality did not equate to innocence, and urged citizens to remain vigilant. Even before the payment scandal, the government had restricted Kartel's public appearances, citing concerns over his influence in a country battling high crime rates. Authorities worried that his presence could incite unrest or send the wrong message to young fans. The idea of nearly $1 million going to a figure already deemed controversial by the state only intensified the backlash. Critics questioned the government's priorities, arguing that such funds could be better spent on social programs or crime prevention. The payment debate was now about more than money. It was about the values and image Trinidad and Tobago wanted to project. Was the nation willing to overlook controversy for the sake of entertainment, or would it take a stand for accountability and integrity? The intersection of celebrity, crime, and scarce resources made the issue impossible to ignore. As the story unfolded, it forced the country to confront difficult questions about justice, influence, and the true cost of fame. The Vybz Kartel saga exposed two competing narratives, each with passionate supporters and critics. The controversy quickly became a national talking point, sparking heated debates across social media, radio call-in shows, and even in everyday conversations on the streets. The government argued that in a country where hospitals and small businesses struggle for foreign exchange, spending nearly $1 million on a concert was indefensible. They pointed to underfunded clinics, shortages of essential medicines, and the daily challenges faced by entrepreneurs trying to keep their doors open. Their stance was clear: the system must prioritize the public good over private profit, especially when resources are scarce. Officials insisted that every dollar spent should reflect the needs of the many, not the interests of a few. Promoters countered that they followed the rules and operated within the law. If the system allowed it, they were simply doing business. They argued that events like these create jobs, boost tourism, and inject much-needed cash into the local economy. The real question became, where does the fault truly lie? Is the problem the business, or the system that enables such disparities? Should the rules themselves be changed, or is it the responsibility of businesses to act differently? The debate forced Trinidad and Tobago to confront what it values most: entertainment, economic opportunity, or the welfare of its people. Citizens from all walks of life weighed in, revealing deep divisions but also a shared desire for a better future. The answer, as always, lies in the choices a nation makes with its limited resources. Every budget, every policy, every decision reflects a set of priorities that shape the country's destiny. The Vybz Kartel payment controversy was more than a headline. It was a mirror reflecting the country's deepest priorities, and a reminder that every controversy is an opportunity to ask, what kind of nation do we want to be?